Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of the Monie Podcast. I am your girl, Monie. Today, I'm going to be sitting down with an incredible playwright, director, and producer whose work is not only powerful, but deeply personal. Her hit stage play, I Need to Know My Father, is making waves and getting ready for a special showing on Father's Day. And trust me, this is more than just a play. It's a conversation a lot of people have been afraid to have. She's known for creating impactful and thought provoking theater that speaks to real life experience with a passion for storytelling rooted in truth, emotion, and cultural depth. She uses the stage as a platform to explore identity, family dynamics, and healing. Her powerful production, I Need to Know My Father, has resonated with audience for its raw and honest portrayal of fatherhood absence and the emotional journey many face and they're seeking answers and closure. Through her work, she's not only telling stories, she's creating spaces for dialogue, reflection, and transformation. Today, we're going to dive into her journey, her story, the inspiration behind her work, and the deeper conversation around identity, fatherhood, healing, and legacy. Please help me welcome my guest, Marcia Brown.
Ooh.
Are you that?
I mean that a lot.
Is it?
A
Yeah.
lot, a
Welcome,
lot.
welcome to the Monie
Thanks for
Podcast.
having me there.
Thank you so much for, making the time. I know you're busy and I know, this weekend you kicked off your play, I Need to Know My Father Part 2. So,
Part two, yeah. Remember part two
Part
because
2,
some people, because we kept the same
the name,
logo, people
yes.
just see the I Need to Know My Father and go, oh, I seen this already. And I go, no, stop it, please. It says
Part
part two
2.
at the top
Oh,
and it says the conclusion,
this is
so
going to be
please
good.
don't get it mixed up.
Mix up
This
Part
is a
2.
brand new, no one has seen it as yet.
All
Yeah, it's
right.
continuing the story.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that. I want to get into it with you and just talk a little bit about who you are, your intentional upbringing and so forth. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing. Like, what type of environment shaped you?
Typically Jamaican. I came to
Yes.
Canada 1989, but so my right up to adulthood, I lived in Jamaica, born a Jamaica and everything like that. So all life experiences with my grandmother, growing up with my grandmother because my mother, back in the day when
Yes.
mothers have children and, auntie take care of one and grandmother take care of the other. So I primarily grew up with my grandmother. So a lot of the stuff that I do and say on stage, I'm emulating my grandmother because, she was a little tyrant in her own way and
Yes.
stuff like that. So sometimes when I do stuff, even, my family would say, oh, what are we, Miss Brown? So we used to call her Miss Brown, and them so oh, Miss
Yes.
Brown come out in a year a while ago, So that's who I grew up with. Went to
Oh,
school, I was born in Saint Anne, and then
okay.
I lived with my grandmother in Trelawney. I lived in Jacksontown in Trelawney. I went to school in Brownstown. And then my mother bought a house in Spanish Town, in some city. And then after graduating from secondary school, Brownstown, I lived with my mother. I didn't live with my mother until about 16, 17, and
Okay.
stuff like that. But I used to see her every weekend, but living with her, I didn't,
Was
move
your
in with her
main
until
one
I
was
was 16. Yeah,
grandma?
was grandmother, yeah.
See, that's a trend. Same with me. I grew up with grandma as well, and then I migrated here to Canada, then grew up with mom and dad.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So you know it go. Yeah,
The
yeah.
grandma's taking
Grandma, yeah,
care.
yeah.
Did you always feel expressive and creative as a child?
I know in church I used to take part in church Christmas plays and
Yes.
cantata we used to call it, and Easter show, and I used to take part, but I don't know if I would have identified, to say this is what I want
What
to
to
do, or
do?
what, this is it, this is my passion. It came along the way later on, but I know I used to do me like a dancing and, do me like a acting and stuff like that. But it's after it just came about out of just a curiosity, to be quite
Yeah.
honest. Yeah, out of a
Nice.
curiosity, because I was at home one Friday evening, and the local star, Jamaica Star, came out, and there was an article that says, "Can you sing, dance, and act to call this number?" So I go, "Okay, I think I can hold a note," and I
Yeah.
So I say, "Mama, call this number here to see what I say." So I called it, and it was actually auditioning for the national pantomime. And if you
Okay.
grew up in Jamaica, you know anything about Jamaica. You know back
Yes.
then, I mean, pantomime is not the same as it was
No,
then.
yeah.
But back then, it was like the biggest. Every actor in Jamaica just want, if you know, do the pantomime, it's like you feel like you haven't done anything. And so I called them, and they went in for the audition, intensive audition, because you had to do like a singing piece, an acting
Oh
piece, and
gosh.
then they would take you over to the choreographer, who would just, a whole group of us line up and work out some dance routine, and you have
Yeah.
to remember it. And then after everybody dance, you would say, "You step forward, you step forward, you step forward." The rest of you can go home.
Oh gosh. Coming like American Idol, how they
Sort
say,
in a way, yeah.
Oh
And so you
gosh.
went through that set of auditions. Now you passed phase one, and then you had to go back again for another set of auditions. Now they get more intense.
Yes.
And then they send you home. You don't even get to know if you're in until
Yeah.
you go home,
Oh
and then they say,
wow.
"We'll call you if you don't hear from us by Tuesday. It means you're not in." And all of that. No, me never have no phone on my yard. Never have no phones, but
Yeah, so you don't know.
but I had a friend,
Okay.
and she have a phone, and that's where we used to take all our phone calls.
Yes.
So that's the number I used. So she said, I said, "I expect a call," and she said she going to work, but she said, "Ma, say you can go down to the house, go stay."
See, yes.
So I went there and I sat by the phone, and I said, the time I go, and I said,
Oh
"Oh, them
my
not call
God, yeah,
yet."
yeah.
I said, when the phone ring, me jump up, I say, "Hello." I say, "We are calling from the LTM Little Theater.
Yes.
Is this Marcia Brown?" And I say, "Yes, this is Marcia." Them say, "Oh, you can come for rehearsal starting."
Yes, see there.
And I was very, and that's how
That's how it
that's how it
started, eh?
started. That's how it
Oh,
started. Yeah, and you
I
just
love
learn
that.
along the way. You go in and you see. I worked my first pantomime. I worked with the late Leonie Forbes. I worked with Oliver Samuels, Ronnie
Yes,
Johnson.
Oliver.
You just see them. And you go, "Oh, so this is what it's all about."
Yes, yes.
And then my curiosity became it.
Big. You
Yeah,
start with the
yeah,
writing
yeah,
and
yeah,
directing and
yeah.
producing. Oh,
Is
wow.
building steps. It
Yes.
took steps, because you work with other people, and if you see their work ethics and who's serious from who not serious,
Yes, that's
and you
true.
learn along the way, and then you say, okay, if I were to do this myself, I would do things a little bit differently. I wouldn't try to make mistakes that they would have made when I was acting with
Yes.
them, and so on. So you learn as you go along, and
Yeah.
try to perfect it. There's perfect it as much as you can.
I love that. I was on that journey with you, just when the phone ring and everything, just to get that message to say, yes, you have been selected. Really, really love that.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
were some of your influences or role models that you looked up to? I think you mentioned a few there. I don't know if they were.
Well, I know the late Leona Forbes. She was just an amazing. Like, she took her craft so seriously. Like, when you go to rehearsal, if rehearsal was like 7 o'clock, she would be there from 6:30.
Oh, wow.
And you see how the detailing, in her characterization, and she don't minimize anything, and
Yes,
if it
yes.
like the show is supposed to start like 7 o'clock, she's standing already
Ready.
by the wings, already in her cost, and don't even go and speak to her, because
Yes.
she's in her character,
Character,
and
yes.
everybody knew that about her, so you
Okay.
respected that,
Yes.
and so you learn as you go along, if you want to learn, because some people maybe didn't pick up
Pick
on
up.
little things, but I just kind of pick up on things and go. I started to watch her, and she moved with such grace, and
Yes.
precision, and you just, oh my goodness, I just
Wanted that.
want to soak in everything. And then there's Oliver. I worked with him a lot, and his timing, his comedy. You'd look forward when Oliver is on stage in the
Yes.
pantomime. You would
Yes.
sit in the wings and say, "Him timing, or him just hit it on the head." And when the people him laugh, him know how to hold
Hold
it
it.
back,
Yeah, yeah,
and know
yeah.
when to come again, And a lot you pick up from all of this. So I would say from a female perspective, I would
Yes.
say the Lately on the Forbes, and from a
Yes.
male perspective, I would say Oliver Sam. There are others, but I would say those are the two
The
major
two.
ones. Yeah.
You rank with them right up there because I've seen your work and you're prominent in our community. People have you emceeing events and you customize, especially if you're hosting like a wedding or a banquet event, a charity. You customize it in a way where people just feel comfortable, at ease, and they just feel special. So I feel you're right up there with
You
this too,
have to, because sometimes when you go to MC an event, remember you don't really know the
No,
persons, right?
exactly.
And so you don't want to let it seem like, oh, I'm just here to MC, and
Yes,
you have this, oh, you read everything as it is.
exactly.
You have to. If I'm MCing a wedding per se, right? I
You get
try
to
to
know
talk
them.
to them. I
Exactly.
talk to them, know them a little better, so that it don't seem like it's just a
A
job
job.
that you're getting
Exactly.
paid, but you kind of know a little thing about them.
Yeah.
So I kind of meet with them first, send me a little thing when I don't meet, anything like that, so I can throw that in.
Spice it up.
So
Yeah, man.
sometimes when I'm finished, people say, "I didn't know them."
Exactly. You always do a good job, man. I'm telling you. Very
Yeah.
professional, and you just make people feel so comfortable and at ease. So really, really admire your work and your craft. Was there a defining moment where you knew, now that you've entered and you're starting to do it little by little, that you said, this is meant for me. This is what I'm gonna do. Yep, this is it.
Well, I would say that in Jamaica, I did pantomimes and other plays and stuff like that. When I came to Canada, I said I wanted to continue, but
Yes.
then here was a little bit
It's
tougher to
tougher.
get in. I
I
got
always
an
knew it.
agent, and then I said I would try acting for a little bit, because I did a play with the late Ama Harris as well. It's called, she had a theater company called Theater in the Rough. And she had a play called The Nutmeg Princess, written by Ricardo Keynes Douglas. And
Okay.
we toured about 100 schools, across Ontario, doing The Nutmeg Princess. And then when I was finished Nutmeg Princess, now she said, Marcia, I think you should get an agent. What are you going to do next? And I said, okay, I'll try the agent thing. Went down, auditioned for the agent, and of course, they give you a monologue, and I did the monologue,
Yeah.
and they signed me up and everything. But jobs, very hard to come by. We would call you like the spur of the moment, go for this audition tomorrow, da 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 da.
Yeah.
And it's one role, and every black female,
Yeah. Did
auditioning for
they?
the same role. And it got frustrating.
Yeah.
We used to call it our like a stomping ground, where all of us
Yes.
would meet up
Meet
and say,
up.
"Are you
Are
gonna
you
get it?
again?
You're get it." And we cheer each other on. But what happened was, on one particular audition, we were standing under a tree, and one of the actresses, she was more established than myself and here. And she brought out a little bag with some trinkets. She had like bangles and rings and chains, and said, "Oh, that's from her collection she's selling to pay her rent." And I'm like, if you establish and you are selling
So
to
you
pay
see
your
it.
rent, I said, God, I never come to Canada for suffer. I say, I'm not going to do this. And I decided to well, I didn't drop the agent.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I got to get a 9 to 5,
Yeah.
because I have a son, and he has to go to school, and da da
Exactly.
da da da. Yeah. So I said, anything that I do is got to be on my terms. And but I have to get a 9 to 5. So I went out, got a
Yeah.
9 to 5. And of course, the agent was like, when they call, I say, you have to give me more time. You can't
Time.
just call me tonight and
Yeah.
say,
And to come.
tomorrow you have to go.
Yes.
So eventually they lost interest in me. And because the 9 to 5 was paying
Was
my
more.
bills.
Exactly.
And so then I said, okay, what next, if you want to do this? So we started out writing the little skits. And again, Denise Jones, the late Denise Jones,
Yes.
again, she was very
Yes.
instrumental, because I did a couple plays with her. And then she put me on to someone who was having a birthday party. Just she couldn't do it. And
Okay.
she said, Marcia, I want to do it for me and stuff like that. And we went, and people absolutely loved us. And so just started to explore it. It's word of mouth.
Yes.
It wasn't advertising what we do, but you
People
would come and say,
see.
"Oh, me see a little group and them do
Yes.
something." Back then, it wasn't
It's
popular. A
true.
lot of people were doing skits, right?
No.
People weren't even doing skits at weddings and birthday parties and
No.
stuff like. We opened the door
It's
for
true.
that,
You and Nagon.
yeah. And then it evolved that way, and then later on, I said, "Okay, skit up. What next? Got to do something bigger than skits." Then in 2000, again, pure late people may call in my life now,
Oh.
Aston Cook. He was doing a play in Jamaica called Country Duppy. That was in
Okay.
2000.
Yes.
And him said, "Marcia, you can do it in Canada, you know." And I said, "But Aston, I don't have no money.
Yeah.
Me can't put on play, that are big things and rent place and did it." I said, "I can't do it." And him said, "You can't do it, Marcia." I went to my mother and a couple of my family members and I said, "Look, Aston have this play. The name alone
Yeah.
is
The name
marketable.
alone.
Country Duppy."
Exactly.
My mother lent me some money, Yeah, she
Yes.
lent me
Oh, when
some
they
money.
believe.
Yeah, and she said, "You're sure, Marcia?" And I said, "Yeah, man." And Leonie Forbes
Yes.
was in Country Duppy in Jamaica.
Yes.
And then Mr. Aston, if I'm starting in Canada, I have to come out with a bang. Me need a name.
Yeah.
And he said, "Why don't ask Leonie?" I said, "Me? Ask Leonie." I said, "Me not think she come to Canada, come work for me." I said, "Marcia, ask her."
Ask her.
And I called her. I said, "Aunt Lee," we call her. I said, "Aunt Lee,
Yes.
I'm doing Country Duppy in Canada, and you want?" She said, "Marcia, with pleasure."
Oh,
Because she has a sister who
that is
lived
it.
here, and she
Yes.
came, and we did it, and that was 2000, and I've not looked back. I've
Yes.
not looked back.
You went straight after
Yeah.
that. The Marcia Brown Productions. Sometimes when you try to like do it on your own and then everybody believe in you and
Yeah.
support you and just, chant you on. That's what
It
I
never
get
easy,
from that.
It
No.
wasn't easy. Because it's you go into it and it can entice you so much
Yes.
that you get so immersed in it that if you don't mind, you'll get bankrupt.
Yeah. It's
Because
true.
it's an unforgiving business, this theater that I'm doing, because it's not like a film where you do a film and if rain
Gross
or
sense.
fall or
Yes.
something
That's
and
true.
people say them not going to the show, but this is live. This
Yes.
is live, and if you say promoting it to go on this weekend and there's a snowfall, and
That's
our
it.
people don't go
Yeah.
out.
Then I go through the snow.
So you run the risk of all your costs, your
Yeah.
rental, this, that, those are upfront
It's
costs.
true.
Without you sell a ticket, you already spend so much
So much
money. So
already.
everything has to be so perfect. And
Man.
sometimes it just don't happen that way. I had a play in Scarborough, Rosetta. It was a Black History Month play. And it snow, it snow, it snow, it snow, it snow. I remember Miss Lou came to that play
Yes.
and they literally drive her right up to the door to get her out. And when we're looking at the audience and we can see more
And
empty
people.
seat than
Yeah.
people, me to the play, I have to pull back and say, no, you have to perform for these people. You can't even think about
Yeah.
the finances at that point, You have to tuck that somewhere until when the play is over. So you go through all of that when you're doing live,
Yeah.
somebody gets sick, and can't
As they
come.
say, the
What do you
show must
do?
go
The
on.
show must go
The
on,
show must
So,
go on.
it's a gamble, and I hope sometimes I wish people would appreciate, like,
Yes.
when you do it and then, you tell people what you're doing and thing like that. And me try if you come, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, come." Don't
Try.
tell me try if you come, please. Just come
Put it
out,
on your list to
support us,
come.
support
It's
what we're
true.
doing, because it's a lot. It's a
It
lot.
is a
And I'm
lot.
not complaining.
No, no,
I'm
no.
not
I
complaining.
hear
I'm
you,
just
but it,
saying
it
that,
it's verse.
yeah,
It's a thing,
yeah.
especially in our community. We definitely have to support each other, and encourage each other. So I definitely hear you. Same with myself when I put on these galas and events, and sometimes you sell a certain amount of ticket, and the hall's like, yeah, we had a quota, and it's hard. So I definitely know what you're
Yeah.
speaking of. Been there, I felt it,
Yes.
so I know. It's rooted in our community, and we
Yeah.
we have to try and break that. So hope you guys go out this weekend and support the play. I Need to Know My Father,
Part
part
two.
2. Tell me some of the challenges, because you touch on a little bit of it with, it is hard to get there, but especially as a woman in this space, what are some of the other challenges that you found you faced?
The challenges, I would say, come back to sponsorship. Like when you see some
Yes.
events, and you see all the co-sponsored by so and so, and I understand that you kind of sponsor stuff because everybody is in to get
Yes.
something out for themselves, right? And so the begging, the asking, and the doors that no, we sponsor this, so we can't sponsor you, and
Yes.
that sort of thing. So to be quite honest, I don't even bother to go that route anymore.
Anymore.
I just say, Marcia, credit card,
Yeah.
pay it. Hopefully, people will come and pay it off because, I can't. I've done. I'm hurt when when the nose start to
Start
come
to
in and the
come
nose
in.
start
Yeah. I
and
feel you.
hiding behind the phone. You left 3 4 message and nobody call you back. To me that's just that's
Yeah.
not good. And so
Yeah.
that's one thing. And the thing for me, my struggle is that I don't ask for freebies.
That's true.
Like sometimes, I will give up my time to other people, but as soon as because somebody to do something, I always think, how
Said,
do I
oh, this
compensate
thing.
them?
Yeah,
Because
right.
I never want
To
anybody
be in
to
that.
say Marcia
Yes.
Brown use me, so I always have to have something. And because of that, it's been one of my downfalls.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if I don't have it, then I take it
You
on.
take it
So
on.
in my production, I'm wearing like 5 hats.
Yes. You
Wherein,
see it.
because I'm acting in the play, I really should have a director, but I
Yes.
can't
You
afford
can't
it.
afford
You
it.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man. Me
So
know.
those are my challenges. It's
Yes.
like the upfront money to say I need a director. I need someone to do costumes. I need someone to take care of this for me. I need
Yeah.
somebody to drive the truck. I mean, drive the
Are you
truck.
drive a truck?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
When the show finish, I have to hang around when everybody gone home.
Yes.
I am there because I have to wait,
Wow.
until the truck pack, and then I may
Yes.
drive the truck, and then it come to my house, and then unpack the truck, and sometimes me have to drive back the truck, go drop it off at the rental place, pick up my vehicle, and then go on my house. So that
Yeah.
time everybody sleep
Sleep
and
and
wake,
wake. You
and we're
see it?
still up on
Oh
the
my
road.
gosh, I feel it.
So
No
those
man.
are the little things that you say if you had more,
More.
you could just delegate stuff and
Yes.
say, you do this and this is what I can afford to pay you, what I
And
can
that's
afford you
it.
to pay
Yeah.
you. But if it's not there financially, then
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
do
To
it.
take it on. She wears many hats. OMG. There's a saying that says, if it's to be, it's up to me. That's you. You have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to get it done. It's your dream and you believe in it.
Yeah.
So you have to do it. I totally feel you on that one. I want to talk about the play though, man. I really got to get into the play, like a deeper meaning of the play. Part two. It's looking good, and I really want to find out the inspiration behind it. Right now, your lineup that you have Stacey Ann Buchanan, O'Neill Taylor, Tamika Wilson, Crystal Victoria, Amanda Campbell. Ah, Danae Pierre.
Yeah,
Yes, Danae.
yeah.
I first time Danae.
No. Then it actually was in
The first one?
first run she had played. Yeah, but she's playing a different character in part two. She's playing a
Okay.
different character in
Yes,
part two. Yeah,
Danae.
and there's they're alternating roles.
Oh,
Because
nice. Okay, that's good.
listen. May I
That's good.
prepare myself for a long run. I am in the name of Jesus. May I prepare myself for a very long run.
This is
So
good.
I have a couple alternating cast members
Yes.
to make it more flexible, because one of the things you run into, like somebody called to do the show and you reach out to the cast members and
Yes, yes.
no, I can't do it. Then you have to turn
You have
it
to
down.
turn. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Sharon Campbell and is it Andrea?
Adria.
Adria Smith.
She's been in a couple of my plays. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Peter
Cliff.
Radcliffe and Tanisha Wilson.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, we said not going out of thing up there already. Big up, big up. This is
Yes.
looking good. Tell
Yeah.
me what inspired I Need to Know My Father, because we had part one and now part two. What's the inspiration behind this play?
Well, the inspiration with the original play. I've been doing I launch my plays on Father's Day weekend,
Yes.
right? And then I always wanted to do something around fatherhood,
Father,
to make
yes.
it resonate with the weekend. And then, but I didn't want to do anything that kind of bash fathers, and
Fathers,
I wanted to do an uplifting story.
yes.
I mean, know the bashing out there, because
Yeah,
we know we have
that have a lot.
some of them father
Yes.
them. But for this time, I didn't want to start off that way, like the angry
Exactly.
mother, and I would know the story them
Yeah,
out there.
exactly.
One day I
Different
might
twist on
touch
it.
on that one. But but then it started to come to me because I really didn't know my father.
Okay.
I didn't know my father, and I didn't miss it. I didn't miss not knowing. I
Okay.
not knowing him because I had a good with my grandmother and so on.
And I was
It's
gonna
it's
ask you that,
and
but you touch
nowadays
it.
really
Okay.
that with these kids nowadays, and you really realize how important
It is to have a
a father
father.
is.
Very
Very,
important.
very, very important.
Very
We
important.
going back, look at the things that we did on our own. But when I see even my son with his child, and what him do for him, and I'm like, this child must have a better life.
Yes.
When you have a father,
Yes.
there to
It's true.
pour into you.
It's
And
true.
so it started to come to me, and I said, okay, what if I do something, because I never had my father's name either. My mother gave me her name, and that came out in the play.
In the play.
Everybody into this house named Perkins. And it's like me and my mother. My mother gave me her name too.
Yeah.
So then you start to embellish. On the whole
Yes.
thing about a child who really wanted to know her father, but she was denied the right
You're
of
right.
knowing the father. Yeah, yeah.
It's a true story. It sounds like it does happen now. A lot of people don't really have that connection or
Yeah.
that tight relationship with their father. And the title is so fitting. I need
I need
to
to my
know
my father.
my
Yeah,
father.
yeah, yeah.
I love that. And you said it's a little bit personal to
Yes,
you
it
as
is. It
well,
is.
you know?
Yeah, there are some things in there that are present. And when I talk, sometimes my mother like, cause she's still alive,
Yeah, she's like, we don't know if we want to put that in
why
there.
you call up my business? Why you call up my business out there? I know why I did it. I said, mommy, it's me. Leave it alone,
Just
okay?
leave it. You're touching somebody else out there.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to
You know how
be.
much stories come out of that? You know what people come after the play and
Yeah,
say,
I can just
Marcia,
imagine.
you wanna understand. Like a lady I saw actually in the West Indian store, and she saw the part two, and she said, Marcia, I have to tell you that I got some sort of a healing because
From that.
from when I saw your play, I didn't know where it was going, and I sat there in the seat, and it's like I felt I released something,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I see how you dealt with it
With
and
it.
not going the angry, but the show, like, the daughter had to turn around and save the father's life.
Yeah.
So it just showing you like the person when you refuse at
At
some
some
point,
point, you're gonna need them.
that
You see
person
it.
may just be the one that come back and save you. So
Oh my gosh. I got a little bit of chills there. Sorry. Why do you think this topic resonates so deeply with people, especially in our
it
community?
resonates
It
because
resonates.
it is there from all kind of angles, and when you talk to people and they just bear themselves, they
Yeah.
just it's like you have to stand and listen. You can't even act like you're in a hurry, like the lady, another lady, she came and she said, I grew up in church. Marcia, I grew up in church, and I got pregnant when I was 15. And
And
you
our
see, when you say
father.
the line say, we can't keep Sarah in this
Yeah, right,
house.
yeah,
We
right.
have to send. She said, ball. She said, no, why about?
Yes.
That's what my
Father,
parents did to
yeah.
me.
Oh
They sent me go
gosh.
to this bush place, and I didn't know them. I mean, up there
No,
because they
yeah.
in a church and the shame and
Shame.
everything.
You
And
see
she said,
it.
I literally, how did you even come up with that? Because that's exactly what
Exactly.
happened to me, my mother and my father. So you cannot stay here. We have to send you go somewhere. And that's what they did to me. She said eventually the guy came and they got married and it
Yes.
worked out good for them. But that was her experience.
You see? Oh my gosh. It's real. It's happening in our community. And I think this play will shine some light on it and make it a normal conversation to have with your father. Just kind of talk to your mom find out exactly the details that you need
Yeah.
to know what went on
Yeah, what went
exactly,
on?
you
Yeah,
know,
the lady,
because
someone lady said to this day, you see, so many stories came out of this, Simone.
yeah, I
Another
can
lady said to me, say,
imagine.
after me watch the play,
You
me go
see,
home to my mother.
you see, we need to talk. Come,
We
come.
need to talk. Mama, who is my
Who's the
father?
father?
And she said the mother was stubborn. Just I look on her, so.
I ain't telling you
Like,
nothing. No, it's very important. And there's even some people that have their father in their life, but they don't have that
yeah. Yeah.
relationship.
And so we saw that we showed the love. After
Yes.
she found the father really wanted, didn't even know that she
Yeah.
existed.
You see?
And that again, you talk about the women who make decisions. Because, and in this case, it was a mother
Okay.
who thought the
She
girl
was
who
doing the
got
right.
pregnant was
Yes.
not of the right status and standing and stuff like that. And the boy was making waves, going to
See?
university and all of that. So she made a decision, like, I'm sending you back to school abroad. You're not
Yes,
even
you're
going to
not.
know that this
Yeah.
child exists. And then you can look at it on another level where, you can have somebody into a relationship and they break up. And then before you know it, the woman say, you're not going to, I'm going to go with my child and you will never
Never
know this.
know. They
It's
keep them
because
out.
they say, it's vengeance.
Yes.
They're holding the grudge. You're not going to know this child. So you look at it. But the kids, they grow up. And after they grow up, they want
They
to know.
demand the
They want,
answers.
especially nowadays.
They demand the
Yeah.
answers,
Yeah.
It's true. What type of conversations do you hope this play will spark? We touched on a little bit of it, especially around Father's Day, because
Well,
they're gonna
you
start to
hope,
talk.
because in part two, and a lot of people, some people are asking, are you going to run part one before you do part two? And I can't
Like a
run.
little recap, eh? It's like
Like,
a season,
I
yeah.
can't, because we have the cast that did part one is not the same. So it means I would
Okay.
have to be rehearsing
Yes,
and do
yes.
that for them to come into part two. So what we
Okay.
plan to do with part two, we're going to have an audio of certain dialogue pieces from
That's
part
helpful.
one,
Nice.
high level, to kind of recapture the moment.
Yeah.
And we are actually starting off part two with the last scene
From part one.
Part one.
That's
We're
good.
starting it off the same way it ended, and the story continues.
Continues.
Yeah.
That will refresh some
Yeah,
people's
yeah.
minds. Very
So we just
nice.
hope the conversation will pick up, and with all positive, and we're gonna unearth some other stuff that what could have happened, along the way. It get deeper,
Yeah.
and
This sounds
it
good.
gets deeper on the other side, and stuff like that, because Sarah is there. Sarah went abroad, and
Yes.
this story is focusing on Sarah, who went away when Lisa was 3 years old.
Okay.
And she didn't come back until in the last scene when she came back, by the time Lisa was 16,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So that's how the play ended when she came back. So I'm focusing on Sarah's life, What happened to this young girl
Yes,
when she
along the
went
time.
abroad with no
Yes.
family?
That's important. That's good.
So at that now, a lot more people gonna say they're gonna relate to that, because you have the people who left them pitney at Jamaica, and when they come back, they're adults,
Yes.
And stuff like.
And
But
you have to
you think
change.
it was easy for me up
Yeah.
there? It wasn't easy for me, and so it's gonna draw some tears, gonna draw
can
some chills,
imagine.
it's gonna draw some laughter.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to this. It sounds good. It's like part one was really good. So just to hear the continuation and
Yeah.
see what's going to unfold, this is going to be a good one, a real good one. I want to touch a little bit on mental health and healing, especially around the play. I feel some of that comes through.
Yep.
How does fathers, like their absent or strained relationship, impact mental health from your perspective, would you say?
I would say that we can look at it from both the perspective of the father and the
And the
perspective of the
person.
child.
Yes.
The child who anchor, they want to know their father, and even a child who know them father, but they don't have a good relationship.
Relationship.
And when they see, relationships happening around them with love and care
They
and
long for that.
protection and all of that, and it's not happening to them, I find the children nowadays, mentally, they can't hold,
That's
they
true.
can't hold a lot of stuff, and so I find, when my son, I can tell you, my son, with his son, he is so, like, he's so close to him that sometimes it scares me. And I go, why? And he goes, what my father didn't do for me,
Yeah.
and he was there. I
Yes.
just took Michael away when he was 9, but his
Okay.
father was there in his
Okay.
life. But he never went back to Jamaica and all of that. And he goes, mommy, no, I can't. I wasn't.
See
He didn't,
that
like, even
resentment.
for driving.
Yeah.
When I went to my friend's house and the father teach him to drive, and me teach myself to drive.
Oh
And sometimes
gosh.
him say something to me, and me vex with him one day, and I say me do my best. And he go, mommy, it's not about
About
you.
you.
It don't take what I say personally, but the father thing
Thing.
is important,
Important. It
because
is.
even to talk about girls and
Yeah. You need that
that sort of thing, to
man
come down on that
union.
level, and when you're going through your rough time, to hug you and tell you, I got your back,
Yeah.
and when you don't have that, it can be mental.
It's
It
true.
can be mental, and sometimes the men, if they go there, it's hard to get them out. It's hard to get them out, and people can say, "Lad, him a big man. What's
Exactly.
the
Especially in
problem?"
our culture. We
Yeah,
say that too
what's the big
often,
man? Him
man.
a big man are going like da 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 da
No.
da. You don't understand what trigger.
No.
What's the trigger? What's the trigger?
It's
So
true.
yeah, and from the children in perspective, Lord, I feel it, especially now. I feel every father and mother, even if them and them not have the relationship, do not use the children. Do not
Exactly.
use them, because they're gonna grow up one day
And
and they may
remember
just
that,
hate you. They
yes.
may just hate you for it and say, "Well, you know what? It's not about you, mom or dad. What about
What
me?"
about me?
So you don't want it to get there. Let the pit them go spend time with daddy. Them not abusing them. They're not doing that and
Exactly.
so. Make sure you know what environment they are going into. Make sure if either one have a relationship, make sure they know your child takes priority. And
Exactly.
no abuse must be going on there and stuff like that. And
It's
just the
true.
love and the care and meet their needs.
It's so
Because
true.
mental health,
Yeah,
it
it will affect
it will
them.
affect them.
It
If
will.
yep.
I've personally seen that, especially father-daughter relationships. There's a lot of women who, as they say, they call them a daddy issues. They tend to be drawn to men because they don't have a father
Yep.
figure.
Yep.
And it kind of causes that bruise, those emotional distress, and
Yeah.
everything just
Yeah.
comes out. They
Yeah.
end up walking around with baggage,
Yeah.
as they say.
You
You
want to
know?
hear these things going to church.
All
Going to
right.
church, man, there's so many women in churches, and you would think that with the word that's coming from the
Yeah,
pulpit and the
right.
anointing, and some of them are still holding on to hurts and pains that happened years and years and years
Years.
ago.
Yeah.
A missing father, a missing mother, abused by a father.
Yes.
Don't even let me get started on
On
that
that
one.
one, that's a whole
That's a
different
whole
topic.
different conversation. And so on. So
Yes.
we sometimes I think some parents are selfish. Some parents are very,
Yeah.
very selfish.
You hit it on the
They
head.
think
It's
about
true.
themselves and not the
Not
child.
the child. Involve the child and talk to them. Don't make decisions without them, especially if they're of age and they understand what's going on and the dynamics of it. I agree with you on that one as well. Do you feel like storytelling can be a form of healing?
Of course. Storytelling, and that's what a stage play is all about. It's a
Yes.
form of
Yeah, it
storytelling.
is.
And behind the comedy, because people come and they want to laugh. Let's put it that
Yes.
way. Your characters are the ones you're going to have a character that person is your comic
Comic
relief. You know
relief.
what I'm
Yes,
saying? That
it.
person, every line them say, you're going to get a laugh.
There you
And
go. As soon
and
as
in
I come
our
out.
culture, them say we taking teeth and keep a heart bun. We have that. We are hurting,
Yes.
but we laugh over some things. That should be painful.
Painful.
But the forum is there because we can take some liberties on stage. I can say some stuff on stage where people just walk away and say, oh, it's a play. But you reflect on it when you go home. In your
Yes, for
quiet
sure.
moment, you reflect on it. So we
Absolutely.
can take some liberties and we can say some stuff which will be received rather than if I come to you face to face
Yeah,
and
and just
say,
lick it.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You see. Have you personally experienced healing through your work,
Of
your story?
course, of
Yeah.
course. I mean, it's getting involved because even some of the lines that I write,
Yeah.
after a while I go, oh my God,
Yeah.
that just ministered to me right,
Therapeutic,
right.
yes. I can just imagine you
Yeah,
just putting pen to
yeah,
paper and just coming up with some of the
yeah,
lines and your characters.
yeah,
If it gives some
yeah,
type of healing as
yeah.
well, to you through your work. That's really good. Love that. Your identity and your legacy. Now we got to get into that. What does legacy means to Marcia Brown? Because you're
Oh,
on that
but
path. You're on that
legacy,
path.
legacy, the legacy is I'm just ensuring the younger people, like what I'm doing now, and that is why even with the plays, I try to use I incorporate young people coming up
Yes,
and all of that.
yes,
I did fitnessing thing years ago. I
yes,
did two stints of it,
yes.
and people keep asking Marcia when you going to come back
They
with
love that.
fitnessing
Fitness
thing,
sitting was
and
big.
thing like that. And I think I'm gonna do it next year, but
Yes,
I'm
nice.
gonna bring back the kids again and work with
Where are
them and
they
all of
now
them.
type of thing.
Them,
Can you imagine
they're
if you
married.
bring them?
I see some of them. They're married now, have children of their own, and
Yes.
I would love to bring them
To
back and
bring
say,
back.
"These are your kids. Look what they're
That
doing.
would be
Great things,
amazing.
They're amazing, amazing kids and all of that." But the legacy is make sure it's with culture, with culture. Every Canada is so wide and so diverse, and we have so many cultures here, and
Yes.
some holding on to them culture more than we. We need to do more. We need to support more, and all of that because the Chinese, they're doing it. They
They
have their
might do it.
Chinese
Yeah.
Christmas. They have the da 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 da.
Yes.
They're not ashamed to speak
No.
their language. They are not ashamed. They are not afraid to speak their language, and they have their cultural center, and they're doing their thing. So we just have to continue to do this.
Exactly.
And trust me, if it was about money, I wouldn't be doing
It's true.
this honestly,
It's
because I
true.
always tell somebody, say, me had to play for 20, this is my
Exactly.
26th year, and me still a pay mortgage by my house. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about money.
It's not. Your
Yeah,
passion
you
shows.
want to
Yeah,
make sure
man.
you're not left in a hole. But if you're looking for millions and millions of dollars, I had a pocket of
Yeah,
long
back a
time.
long time. You can
So
tell your
yeah,
passion
man. So
shines
you
through.
gotta
I
you gotta
love
do
that.
it for the kids, do it for the arts, do it for the culture. And if you're gone, one day somebody will say, Marcia Brown used
Brown.
to do this, Marcia Brown did that and all of that.
Yes,
So you
exactly.
want that to go on, and hopefully Marcia Brown production, I don't know one pitney me got, so I don't know. He is my biggest supporter, Michael,
Yes,
and he was saying, Mommy, we need to make this thing bigger
exactly.
than the way you do, Mommy, come on, no man, you don't know who you are.
That's your
And
biggest
he talks
cheerleader
about
right
that, and
there.
so, Mommy, you don't even know. It's when we go anywhere, I tell them, say, Marcia
The
Brown and my
Brown.
mother, them go,
They're like,
Marcia Brown and your mother. It's like you don't even know the impact you
the
have
name
out there.
alone.
Yeah, so,
Yes,
sometimes, but I kind of shy away from certain things and stuff
yes.
like that. But,
Yeah,
hopefully.
you're very humble. I'm telling you, very, very humble.
Yeah.
You've come a long way. You've done so many plays, and this one really, really stands out. When people experience your work and they come and talk to you after the play and everything, what do you want them to walk away with, or how do you want them to walk away feeling?
I always want someone to walk away feeling like I listened to them. I never, because sometimes in the moment you can get caught up and there's so many
Yes,
people around you and all of that. And you're like, I talk to you.
yes.
No, especially when they are kind of,
Pouring
getting
out and
poured
getting,
out to you. You really
yes.
need to pull them aside and really listen to them
Yeah.
and make them know that you're here, what they're saying. And yes, it was a play, but them, if something from the play really speak to
Speaks
them,
to them.
you want to make sure you acknowledge that. And when them walk
Love that.
away, they can say, look, Mark, she
I
listened.
love that.
She listened to me and all of that. If somebody want to take a picture, I say, yeah, man, come and take a
Takes a
picture. I
picture.
don't know why you want to take a picture with me, but me
Hear
feel
this
good
one.
when somebody,
Why?
no, but you feel good, and you don't want to act like, and even the older people, when they come and, when them cane and say, Marcia,
Yes.
you feel
Feel
good,
good.
you feel so
A
good. And you
job
just
well
want
done.
them walk away and just say, it was worth it, it was worth my coming. And yeah, she made me feel good.
Yes, and that's a feeling that, no one can replace. You always have time. I've been to some of your plays, and even after it's done, and I come and say, Marcia, that was good, that was good. You always, take the time to
Yeah.
interact, take a photo, or say thank you. So that's really, really good. And people like to see that and appreciate that. So, real talk and some reflective moments now. What is something that you had to unlearn about yourself to become who you are today?
What I had to unlearn, and I think that's a tough one. But there are many lessons, and there are so many lessons that you learn along the way. But I would say that if like I'm directing, I'm writing, I'm acting, I'm producing, I'm doing everything,
Yes.
and I have to make sure that I don't be there making it seem as if I am totally in charge. You know them way there? Because you
Yes.
can come across very
Cross.
like, am my
Yes.
money? And me, I
Yes.
do
When I do
this,
the thing
da
right.
da 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 da. You know, I can't. And I remember I was doing a play once, and somebody called and said, we were talking, and he said to me, somebody say a change. And I said, change how? And him said, like you get, like you're so strict, at the rehearsal, like you're very, like you're not soft anymore,
More. Yeah.
you come across that way. And I had to reflect, and I go,
Oh, I
you
don't want to come
reflect, and
across
you
that.
go, you
Yeah.
process, and you go, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe when you feel like you gotta be this person that ha 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 ha, and it was a moment where I felt like I'm not that
But
way.
yeah, so we have to
But then you have to reflect
fix.
and say,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe it's true. You know,
That's
like
true.
let us relax a little when we come into the rehearsal. Not just go, oh, let's get
Let's get
started now. You
started.
know
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way there?
yeah. That's
So you
true.
kind of have to just breathe
Breathe. Take it
and say,
back.
okay, somebody may have had a bad day, a rough ride to the rehearsal, something happened, Yes, we want to get the show on the road and all of that,
Yeah.
but let's talk. Let we have a little thing,
In between.
fellowship
Yes.
together and all of that. So,
More
so
human.
that's what we do. We do now. We come in and we hug up and we talk and we relax.
Yes.
Then, all right, work time now, and all of that. So, I think I had to just shed some stuff to say, relax, Marcia.
Yeah.
You gotta relax.
Especially when you're wearing so many different
Yes,
hats. Sometimes
yes.
it will take a toll and you're like, oh,
Yeah, gotta do this,
all over
gotta
the
do
place.
this. Yeah.
I love that you were able to check yourself in a
Check
modest
myself,
way
man. Yeah,
where,
no, no. Honest, be
let it
honest,
go
be
that.
honest. Yeah.
Have you ever doubted your path though? Like what kept you going? You ever doubted and just feel like, I don't know if I can continue
Yeah,
this still
yes, I
because,
would say, and my doubt came from a play. I'll never forget it, Feminine Justice. I'll never forget
okay.
Feminine Justice when I did it one run, and then I decided to do it again, and which was a big mistake. And I redid it, and I had it in a school in Scarborough, and the schools are not cheap. They're not cheap, and the tickets never sell at all.
Oh no.
Never sell. People came, but what I spent, I was left with a huge
Probably balance,
amount
eh?
balance on
Yeah.
my credit
Oh
card.
man.
And that was like not doubt in my what I can do, but doubt in can I really continue if my finances are going to be impacted this way? So that's where my doubt came from. And so I went home, and I remember my mother said to me, Marcia, at some point it have to start make sense
Sense.
financially.
Yeah.
Me know you love it and all of that, but financially it
Has
have
to
to
make sense.
start to make
That's
sense.
the hard reality.
The
I've been
hard
told that
reality.
myself too. When you hear that, you're like, oh
Yeah.
gosh, then I don't think I could continue
So
this,
that's where the doubt came from.
And
Like,
then, oh, you
can I
manage.
really manage? Can
Yeah,
I really manage? Can I continue to do this?
that's true.
So that's where it came from. Not from the aspect of doing the play, because I have the formula
Yes.
to do that, but it's just lack of finances. can put you there where you
There.
say, no, I can't do this
Can't
anymore.
do that.
Yeah.
So what kept you going? What did you do? What did you shift to say, all right?
What I shifted, I think the love for it, because when it come back around and and you buck up people and them say, "Where you come up with next?"
Yeah.
Jesus, Holy Spirit, come remind me, and they keep, you will run into a couple of people and they say, "No, Marcia, where you coming with next? The last one was so
so
good."
good. That
And
kind of spikes you up a little.
Spice you up again, and you go, "God, what is this? Why you make me buck up into this person today?" Come on, no, God, don't do this to me. You know me not have the money.
Gotta
So
keep going. This is your line. This is your calling. Yes.
yeah.
Love that.
So, yeah, it's just that you just keep going and
Keep going.
and credit goes a long way. You get the credit card. You say, okay, I'm gonna put it on my credit card, and then we deal with the payments after. So when you see me, I do this and I do that.
To support the
I
thing.
the credit card.
Yes.
I spin up.
I love that. Your passion just sparks through everything that you're saying. You can tell you love what you do and you
Yes,
really
I
enjoy
do.
doing it.
Yeah.
Any advice that you would give to someone sitting on their gift because of fear right now? A lot of people.
Well, you know everybody you're gifting, you have to know it. If you don't know it, then you don't have it,
You see
And
it.
if you have it and you sit down upon it, then it means that, is it you can't sit down upon your gift, as far as me see. You if you can sing, if you can dance, whatever you can do, just go, just try. Just put your head out there and try. You never know who may see you, who may just want to talk to you. You could be in a crowd and somebody just pick you out,
Exactly.
and so me just think, if you have your gift and you have your passion, if it's money I hold your back, get a credit card.
She did not say that. I'm joking.
Just don't sit on it, man. Don't sit on it.
Try.
Them
Yes.
what people care them give God the grave. No, don't carry it with your man. Don't carry it with you. You have to find a way to showcase your talent.
By all means.
By any means necessary. Yeah, any means necessary.
Yes, you have to try. You
Yeah,
have to try.
you
You
have to try.
basically shouldn't have an excuse. If it's your passion and your gift, you shouldn't have an excuse as to why you're not really exploring that avenue and doing what you love. You have to give it a try. Good advice from Marcia Brown. Did I hear it? I want to play a little game with you now because, you're known for some lines from some of your plays and some of the funny lines that you say. This game is called Whose Line Was That Anyway? The Caribbean edition.
Lord of mercy. No matter come
So I'm going to say a line. I'm going to explain a line as to what it means, but you're going to say the Jamaican word for that line.
Okay, all right, all right.
How you say it in patois, as they would say.
Okay.
And if we have some time, I may have you act it out a little bit.
Yeah,
But
no.
we're going to see it. I don't know if we have enough space. We'll see what we can do. All right. Jamaican everyday phrase, which means I'm coming, but not really soon. Oh, you say that in Jamaican.
Well, you can't say, who soon come.
Ah,
Who
ding,
soon
ding,
come,
ding, ding,
it
ding.
could be next year. Honestly, me soon come, man. Me soon come.
She's got it right. Miss soon come.
Soon come.
Yes. All right. The common Jamaican expression that basically means that defensive or confrontational tone. What's that Jamaican expressive word that we usually
Confrontation.
say?
Confrontation. Lord of mercy. Which one a confrontation?
Or defensive.
Ah.
How we say it when we say it. We get a little defensive. Has the word easy in it at the end.
It have easy night.
In Jamaican at the end.
No, man, you're not explaining right. Because if you have easy night, it have easy night.
You think me easy.
Okay.
You get it now.
You think me easy.
All right.
They say one lady, she turned
Yes,
Christian.
tell me about that.
And she say, she turned Christian now, she clean up and everything. And she say, man, one woman have something happened. She said,
Oh,
if I
gosh.
did when me did name, she call her name like she should name Sandra. She said, you see, if I when me did name Sandra,
Oh my gosh. Then she would let
then
out
she would
those
have let
things.
it out,
But see, she
If I
changed.
when me did name.
OMG. All right, this one now. A Jamaican reaction phrase meaning like shock or confusion.
What?
Yes, add to it.
What you say?
All right, see? And another way to say that, how do them people you so?
What do them people? It's not easy.
There you see it.
It's not easy.
You see, you guys are taking
It's
notes,
not
my listeners
easy.
and watchers. All right, and the next one now is like a Jamaican slang meaning seriously or for real.
Seriously?
Or for real. How we say that in a Jamaican when we mean seriously or for real?
We can't say, where you chat about?
All right.
What you say?
Yes.
No, sir. Come again.
Yeah, she's got it right. Some of these you put in, you don't really put them in the play. Eh? You use some of them language. Yeah, she's got them. All right, maybe you can act out this one now.
Act it out. Okay.
Yes, maybe we'll have you act out this one. Should I have you act out this one? Yes, because this one fits your play.
All right.
This one fits the play. So you're gonna act like this pretend you're on a stage play. It's like a hidden family secret.
A hidden family secret. All right. Hidden family secret. Mm-hmm.
You think you know me, but you have no idea. So how would you act that out in the Jamaican way?
So it's a hidden family secret. Me think me know you, but me don't know you. I mean, I act it out.
I'll be your extra. I'll be your extra.
Yeah, me extra. Okay. Hidden family secret. So, all right. Me know you. Me know you. So what you say?
Yeah.
Me did come down in your house the other day, but you never want to talk to me.
No.
Why you never want to talk to me?
Nah, not the mood, you know?
No, sir. Something wrong. Something is very, very wrong. No, man. You keep secret from me.
Why you think so I keep secret from you?
Because me and you can't tell me anything. Your secret safe with me. You can't tell me anything, man. You can't hide nothing from me.
Anything?
You can't tell me anything.
All right.
What you know? Look what. No bother with that. No bother with that. Please, just talk to me, man.
Okay. I gotta tell you, but you promise you won't treat me differently?
I swear to God, me not go tell nobody. Look, from when me here come from school days, and me never keep no secret, and you never keep secret from me. I know it's like me come down here and you go and like you never want to talk to me. No, man. Me don't like that. Me don't like that at all.
All right. I could give it to you because she get that one good because it's like she know me, but me I keep secret and you try to forget me for bring it up. Me not gonna say me thief somebody mango, but me say me
That's not a secret.
I'm like, let me wrap it up right there. Honestly, this was a good game. I really like that you were able to be so versatile and you just come out and show the different sides of you. Which brings me into a segment that I like to call Good Things Are Coming. Okay. This is the segment of my show where I usually leave a positive affirmation with my listeners and my viewers. So I'm going to leave a little positive affirmation, and then Marcia is going to leave a little positive affirmation for you guys at home that are listening and watching as well. Good things are coming, and I want you guys to repeat after me. I am allowed to ask questions about my story. I am allowed to seek healing, even if it's uncomfortable. I am not defined by what I lack. I am strengthened by what I have overcome. My voice matters. My story matters. And everything I've been through is shaping me into who I'm meant to be. So I want you guys to repeat that affirmation daily. If you need to, look in the mirror and just remember, good things are coming by repeating those lines. Marcia, you want to leave a little good things are coming? Not if it be so long. Mine was a
Yeah,
little long, but you can do a little
yeah.
positive affirmation.
Well, my positive affirmation is just be yourself. No matter what you do, whatever I always write this in, a little phrase, whatever you are, be that. Whatever you do, be true. Be honest in act, straightforward in fact. Be nobody else but you.
Love that. That's a good things are coming. I want to say thank you so much, Marcia, for taking the time and sharing your story, your heart, and your purpose, with us today. This was powerful. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And it was necessary and truly inspiring. Let everybody know again about the dates for the play, the
Yeah,
location.
so we have Father's Day. We are having two performances. That's the 21st, Father's Day at the Jamaican Canadian Center at
Yes.
2 p.m. and 6 p.m. And then we are in Pickering on Saturday the 27th at the Apostolic Pentecostal Church. That starts at 7. That's in Pickering. And then Sunday, July the 6th, we move to Brampton
All right.
at the Rose Theatre,
Theatre.
and that starts at 6 p.m. And tickets are available in all the regular ticket outlets. Once you see the tickets sold here sign, you can purchase your tickets. For Brampton, though, you can only purchase your tickets online at the Brampton ticket office or, brampton.ca, because they don't allow their tickets to be sold, in ticket
Okay.
outlets. They have to manage their tickets. They don't want the theater to be oversold. And so all their tickets, but all the other shows like the Jamaican Canadian Center shows and the one in Pickering, you can get that, at the ticket outlets or Eventbrite. You can go to Eventbrite
Nice.
and, search for, I Need to Know My Father Part 2, or search for Marcia Brown, and, it will come up. Yeah.
Remember, it's part 2, people. You haven't seen this one yet, so definitely check it out. You have quite a few dates lined up for this. Father's Day, 2 shows, and then you're going to Pickering June 27th, and then Brampton in July. Just when you think it's just for Father's Day, you go over
Yeah.
into the next
Yeah.
next month.
Yeah.
So this is a good lineup. Quite a few dates, so you don't have an excuse, guys, to miss this. To everyone listening, what we're gonna do here at the Monie Podcast is we're going to gift 2 lucky winners, maybe a daughter, father, son, father, however you want to split it. But we're going to be giving away 2 tickets for you guys to attend the show. I Need to Know My Father Part 2. All right. Stay tuned for how you can qualify. The details will be coming. So to everyone listening, if this conversation touched you or, it encouraged you to reflect, but we want to encourage you to support this play. I Need to Know My Father Part 2, especially with your father. Father's Day showing. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below. Where can people find you, Marcia, in case people want to be like, you know what?
I'm on Facebook. I'm not really social
She's
media
semi
savvy.
on Facebook.
Yeah. My name, I guess when people search for Marcia Brown, they wouldn't find me. I had to put Marcia Irie daughter, because my name is common. There's lots
There's
of
lots
Marcia
of Marcia
Brown,
Brown
only
that
for
come
Marcia
up.
Brown, and there's another Marcia Brown here that people confuse both of us.
Yes.
And so my name is on Facebook. My name is Marcia Irie daughter Brown.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's my name on Facebook. My website, I'm building that out now. It's not live as yet. It's on my thing, but if you search for me, I'm not there. I need to meet with a designer. They did them something, enough money for do them something.
Web designer, eh?
Gosh,
Okay,
yeah.
we're gonna have to.
Yeah. But that I need to get that launched again. I had it up, and then I took it down during COVID, and then when I came back, I was like, oh, I need to get someone now to reshape it for me. And all of that. With the play too, I really would love to have it.
Have that, yeah.
Yeah, I still have the domain. It's just that it's not live.
Needs to go live. That's marciabrownproductions.com.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys know how to connect with her, support this play. Make sure you like, comment on the Monie Podcast, and follow us on all streaming platforms. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being my guest, Marcia.
My pleasure.
Enjoy and have yourself a pleasant Father's Day weekend. Bye for now.